Man of God, let me ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me. Have you ever been in the same room as your wife? The conversation is happening, but emotionally, you've already checked out. You're nodding, you're quiet, you're saying just enough to avoid a conflict, but inside, you've shut down completely. Not because you don't care, not because you want distance, but because you don't know how to stay engaged without things escalating. And here's why this matters right now. If shutting down has become your default, your marriage isn't just under stress, it's slowly being trained to survive without you. If that hits, if that's calling you, if that hits you in the gut, then stay with me because today we're going to talk about why Christian men shut down in marriage, what's really driving it, and how to stop it without becoming defensive, passive, or emotionally exhausted. This is not a video about blaming men. It's not about shaming husbands. It's about restoring biblical leadership, the kind that creates safety, the kind that creates connection, and the kind that creates strength in your marriage. Because silence is not neutrality. And avoidance is not peace. Shutting down is a leadership gap, and gaps always get filled. Did you know that shutting down is a learned response? Men don't just wake up one day and decide to shut down in their marriage. We learn it. We learned it by being misunderstood, by saying the wrong thing and paying for it later. We learned it by trying to explain ourselves and watching it backfire. So eventually, what happens is this: silence felt safer than engagement. And here's the contrast that most men miss: silence feels like control, but it actually relocates the tension instead of resolving it. Proverbs 18:2 says this: a fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. Let me say it again. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. Shutting down isn't wisdom, it's fear dressed up as self control. Most men think this, that silence keeps things calm. I've thought this myself for years, but silence doesn't calm tension. It teaches your marriage how to function without your voice in it. Here's the internal conflict that men don't name: what is really happening when men shut down? That's the big question. What's really happening when men shut down? Here's what it is. You're caught between two fears. Fear number one is this, and that is escalation. We don't want things to escalate. And there's fear number two, which is failure. We as men hate failure, and we try anything to avoid failure. Ultimately, you don't want another argument. You don't want to feel incompetent. You don't want to be told that you're not listening or not enough. So instead of engaging imperfectly, you disengage completely. But disengagement doesn't feel neutral to your wife. It feels like abandonment. Genesis 2:15 says, the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden to work it and to keep it. Adam's first assignment wasn't dominance, it was presence and responsibility. So now, why does silence feel safe but cost you authority? Silence feels safe because it avoids immediate conflict. It protects your emotion. It keeps you from saying something wrong. But here's the truth: in marriage, absence of leadership is still leadership. It's just leadership by default. In other words, bad leadership. And default leadership always creates distance. Luke 16:10 says, whoever is faithful in very little is faithful also in much. Faithfulness starts in small conversations, not perfect ones. Let me say that again for you. Faithfulness starts in small conversations, not perfect ones. Man of God, if you're still listening right now, it tells me something. You don't want to disappear in your marriage. You want to lead. So stay with me because now we're getting into practical application. Here are 3 strategic action shifts to stop shutting down. Shift number 1 is this: regulate before you resolve. Your job in hard moments is not resolution, it's regulation. Before you speak, ask, am I trying to fix this or am I trying to stay connected? Because there is a difference. Connection comes first. Romans 12:18 says this: if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Peace starts with presence, not with solutions. Here's shift number 2: pause with a return time. Let me say it again: pause with a return time. Most men get timeouts completely wrong. Biblical pause is not disappearance. A healthy pause sounds like this: babe, I just need 20 minutes to collect my thoughts, and then I want us to finish this conversation. That is a healthy pause. An unhealthy pause is just vanishing. It's saying, look, I need some time, and you go. Ecclesiastes 3:7 says this: a time to be silent and a time to speak. Leadership means that you come back. You come back and address the issue with your wife. All right, shift number 3 is this: prepare one thought before you engage. Most shutdowns happen because men enter conversations unprepared. Before addressing conflict, first and foremost, you need to pray. You pray, and then you identify one feeling, identify one need, and speak slowly. Proverbs 15:28 says this: the heart of the righteous weighs its answers. Prepared men do not shut down, they stay grounded. A man once told me this: I thought silence was maturity until my wife said she felt alone. That moment changed everything. Not because he became perfect, but because he decided, I will stay present even when it is uncomfortable. That is true leadership. Brother, shutting down is not strength, it's hesitation. God didn't call you to disappear emotionally, He called you to stand firm. 1 Corinthians 16:13 says this: be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Strength isn't withdrawal. Strength is staying engaged and staying engaged with your wife. Man of God, if you're done disappearing emotionally, take the next step. We're offering a free 7-day marriage challenge for Christian men like you, designed to help you stay present, designed to help you communicate clearly, to lead consistently. The link is in the description below. And what I want you to do is comment below: I'm staying present. I'm staying present if this touched the nerve in you, because your marriage doesn't need perfection, it needs your leadership. Let me say that again. Man of God, your marriage doesn't need perfection, it needs your leadership.